To better acquaint ourselves with this act, let us define and understand some terminologies used in this document. Basic necessities are goods that are considered to be essential to life. Some of these include rice, bread, fresh meat, eggs, milk, vegetables, and drugs classified as essential by the Department of Health. The Essential Drug List is a list of medications given by the Department of Health. The Price Act mandates the DOH to automatically freeze the prices of essential drugs classified mainly in times of calamities. This protects consumers from profiteering, hoarding, cartels, and other such violations by traders who may take advantage of the calamity situation. Panic buying is the action of buying large quantities of a particular product due to sudden fears of a forthcoming shortage or price increase. It has the effect of reducing the supply of goods while at the same time driving the price up even higher.
Ceiling occurs when the government puts a legal limit on how high the price of a product can be. These are usually set by law and limit the seller's pricing system to ensure fair and reasonable business practices. Manipulation is the act to falsely change the price of a commodity with the intent to make a profit. Price manipulation is prohibited in most countries. In particular, it is prohibited in the Philippines under Section 5 of the Price Act.
Hoarding is the purchase of large quantities of a commodity with the intent of pushing up the price.
Profiteering is a term used for the act of making a profit of unethical methods. Business owners may be accused of profiteering when they raise prices during an emergency.
Cartel is a collection of businesses that act together as a single producer and agree to influence prices for certain goods by controlling production and marketing.
Now, trade officials are monitoring prices of basic commodities after heavy rains and floods prompted some consumers to resort to panic buying. Alvin El Chico with this story.
DTI Secretary Gregory Domingo led officials in monitoring the supply and prices of basic commodities in wet markets after the massive floods that hit a big portion of Luzon. Officials have noted a minimal spike in the prices of fish and vegetables due to lack of supply. When the team went to a grocery store, the secretary saw the empty shelves of popular brands of sardines, noodles, and bread. According to supermarket managers, foundations and corporate entities have bought all the supply to donate to victims of flooding.
Wala naman pong problema sa supply natin. Marami pong inventaryo, nasa warehouses po. Kaya lang, yung sa grocery kasi hindi sila nag-stock talaga sa bodega nila.
Domingo plans to talk to manufacturers in order for corporate entities to directly buy from the main source and not compete with ordinary consumers. But even consumers are advised not to buy in bulk.
Let's just buy what we need for the day or two. Hindi tayo mawawalan pag ganun. Pero kung talagang you stock up for a week's supply, again, each family, talagang mawalan tayo at tataas ang halaga ng bilihin pag ganun.
Meanwhile, consumers will get
Daang sako ng bigas ng NFA ang nasabat sa loob ng Jomaro Star Rice Mill sa Barangay Abangan Norte, Marilao, Bulacan sa isinagawang raid ng Criminal Investigation and Detection Group ng Bulacan kanina. Huli sa akto ng operatiba ang ginagawang paglilipat ng mga trabahador ng bigas mula sa sako ng NFA na umano'y galing sa Pampanga sa mga sako ng commercial rice. Ayon sa CIDG, posibleng hinahalo ang NFA rice sa commercial o posible din na mismo ang NFA rice ang inilalagay sa sako ng commercial rice para maibenta ng mas mahal.
Price control is the government's effort to restrict the prices of commodities in the market. The government wants to protect consumers from exploitation by the suppliers. This way, the basic goods will become affordable to all the citizens. Prices are placed on automatic price control whenever the area is under a state of war, emergency, martial law, or a state of rebellion.
Yes, that is quite clear. In spite of any result of any constitutional convention, I have no intention of running for a third term. Don't you think that 2 terms is enough for any man?
7581, we have Mrs. Celine Layuk from the Department of Trade and Industry. Mrs. Layuk has been working for the department for the last 9 years as a trade service officer.
Good morning. This is Celine Layuk, Trade Service Officer from the Department of Trade and Industry. I've been asked to say something about the Price Act, which is R 87851. Perhaps I will start by providing the rationale behind the Price Act. It is the general policy of the government to ensure that we provide a conducive business environment, but at the same time provide consumer protection, in particular by ensuring that basic necessities, including as well as raw materials, are available in reasonable prices. And this is very important, especially in situations wherein you have calamities, emergencies, and widespread price manipulation situations in our country. There are essentially four features, key features of the Price Act. The first one is that you have four implementing agencies. When you talk about basic necessities, you have a Department of Agriculture, which is the implementing agency for poultry, agricultural products like corn and fish. And then you have the Department of Health for drugs. You have Department of Environment and Natural Resources for wood and wood products. And you have the Department of Trade and Industry for processed food and raw materials. This includes canned goods. And then you see a lot of these examples in the media and news articles. The second feature is that each implementing agency is provided buffer funds. I think in the case of the DTI, you've seen this during the Yolanda calamity, wherein DTI rolled out the DTI Descuento Caravan. This is, apart from providing price ceilings, DTI as an agency provided all these basic necessities at discounted prices. And this somehow ensures that other retailers will not take advantage of the calamity. The third feature is that we have the Price Coordinating Council. It is essentially led by DTI. DTI is the chairman. And then you have the other three main implementing agencies. In addition to that, you have the local governments and representatives of other groups, for example, consumer protection groups. So it provides strategy, it reviews strategies and develops strategies for recommendation to the president in terms of having a more stabilized priced system. And then the third one would be the Price Act provides penalties for violation. It includes violation for manipulation, price manipulation, and violation of the recommended price ceilings. This essentially the penalties include between 1 to 15 years of imprisonment and a monetary penalty of up to 2 million. I hope that I was able to provide a very brief summary and introduction of the Price Act.